like I said before, good afternoon. It's almost evening. It's not evening as yet. And welcome to the Entrepreneur Corner, where we kind of feature entrepreneurs. I mean, it's in the name, Entrepreneur Corner. The only thing I need to do is probably be in that corner. Right? Today's session, we really want to feature one of those entrepreneurs that we've met along the way, Fresh Press Cafe. Right?
Yeah.
Kinesha. So Kinesha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, and I didn't introduce myself. So my name is Shadron Collins. I'm the CEO for Youth Business. Sometimes I just forget to do that little part about it. All right. So Kinesha, let's get things started.
Yes.
And anything you do with entrepreneurs, the first question you ask any entrepreneur, forget about the business. Let me know about you. So tell us about you.
So let's start. So hi everyone. I am Kinesha Sylvester. I am a wife, a daughter, family friend, very God-fearing person. I'm trying my best to get to heaven. So I'm trying to live good down here so I get up there. And I just love on people and I love life. That's more of me beyond business.
All right. And tell us a little bit about you, the entrepreneur.
All right. So, Kinesha, the entrepreneur. I just love first of all, let's start with the name of the business. It's called the Fresh Press Cafe, and it's located in San Fernando, Trinidad and Tobago. And we focus on a healthier lifestyle. So the gluten-free, the dairy-free, the eggless, the low sugar, the no sugar, that's what you're going to get here. But beyond that fact, let me just clear some stuff. But beyond that fact, we also focus on mental health. We focus on physical health. So it is a concept cafe. So it's not just your regular come eat and go. It's a concept cafe. When you come here, you're going to get positive energy. You're going to get good food. And yes, it's an island boho theme that we're going for. So it's all things Caribbean.
Nice. Wait, you told us about the business. You didn't tell us about you, the entrepreneur.
All right, so Kinesha the entrepreneur. Let's start with, I would say, Kinesha the entrepreneur is purpose-driven. And I saw a quote that I would like to start with, where it says, your purpose in life is not what you do, it is what happens to people when you do what you do. So that is mainly what highlights Kinesha the entrepreneur, because I'm very purpose-driven, because I believe that we are here for a reason and to create impact. So through what I do as an entrepreneur, which is the cafe right now, I am really aiming to have a positive impact on society in general. So that is my focus, to impact persons positively, our FAMBAM, which is our customers, my team, which are my girls. I'm really aiming to do my path and positively impact them through my entrepreneurial journey.
Nice. So, I mean, we talked about impact there. So I want to shift into that. What is the impact that your concept cafe that you want to have persons leave with? So they come into the cafe, tell me the experience that they get and how you want to impact them leaving when they leave the cafe. What is the impact you're looking for?
So let's start from when you enter the doors. When you enter the doors, you're supposed to be like, okay, this is a whole new world. You know that people be like, you feel you live in a bubble. I want you to be like, yes, I live in that bubble when you enter these doors. I want you to feel so at peace and connected to yourself and just a time out from the busy schedule of life in general and just reconnect with you in this moment here. And something that happens a lot, we have a lot of crying here. Up to today, somebody cried. Now, these are tears of release, and we welcome it because the aim is that when you come here, you feel so relaxed, and the energy that you get from us is so pure that you're just ready to just release everything and then go back out there a renewed person. I don't want to say change, a renewed person. So that is what we aim for when you enter to when you leave. We have, as I say, a lot of crying happens here. I have sat with so many persons. I'm like, are you good? And they're like, no, you have time to chat. And I go and we sit and we chat. They cry, I cry, we cry. Sometimes even for birthdays, people cry for anniversaries, and it's a positive thing in that, as I said, it's a purpose. And if we could connect and make you feel loved on that level, then what we're doing here is really meaningful. That's really the aim of the cafe, and we get to do that through food as well. So Fresh Press is the vehicle for the purpose.
Right, nice. And I guess I want to keep the word impact. What impact has the business had on you?
Woo! So let's start with the fact that I believe Fresh Press bullies me. And let me tell you why. Because when I initially opened, I opened a smoothie and juice bar. That was in 2022. That is what I thought I was opening. And today it's a full-fledged cafe where we're serving food. The aim was not to serve food with knife and fork. That definitely was not what I was opening. But the thing is, I am open to customers telling me what they want. I am not rigid in that fact. I'm very fluid in trying to understand what our customers want. So the business has impacted me in terms of opening my mind to possibilities. So we have grown, and I have grown a lot in that fact. And it also has impacted me in, this is the first time I'm leading a team.
Mm.
Very first time, not an easy thing at all. I hope I'm doing well for my girls, and I don't take that lightly because at the end of the day, as I tell the girls, you work, when you reach a certain age, you're at work more than you're at home. So I don't want you all to come through these doors and you're like, another day at Fresh Press, another day at work. So I'm really trying to build a healthy environment for them as well. And the good thing is, as it's my first time, I am thankful that they give me grace. Grace to really develop as a person and as a leader. Especially, as I said, this is the first time I'm doing something to this capacity. So it's really bringing out the best of me, and it's also making me quite aware of my shortcomings and things that I need to work on as a person. So it has made and is making a lot of changes within my life and who Kinesha is as a person.
And I think whether you know it or not, even based on your languaging, you are a great entrepreneur, right? So using words such as impact, and you don't have staff, you have a team,
Yes,
right?
I have a team.
And I think using those words, you can really tell, okay, somebody's really passionate about this and they're an entrepreneur. But as you use the word team, then I just kind of piggybacking on
Yeah.
everything you say. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned about leadership so far?
The biggest lesson I've learned about leadership. I guess putting my foot down. I'm an empath by nature, so I feel whatever you're going through, I go feel it too. And sometimes you just have to be like, okay, I understand this, but we need to do this. And that has been a huge lesson for me as a to really lead, as you would say, because I so want to be understanding to every situation that sometimes that's not the best thing for the business. So I had to learn, and I don't like the word balance because I don't believe there's anything such thing as balance. Sometimes life requires more of you here to here. But I believe that I've had to rationalize things a bit more in terms of my natural nature and what is also needed for the business to thrive, which is what will also positively impact them at the end of the day. So making hard decisions.
And I think
That's a big one.
that essence of being a leader, sometimes that self-doubt keeps it and you're wondering, am I handling this situation correctly? Right? Should I be this or should I be this in the correct
Correct.
situation? Right? Um,
Correct.
but I know lessons come from, I don't know if you're willing to share, but lessons usually come from failures, right? Especially with leading a team. Have you felt that you've made a mistake once? And you have to share the direct example, but could you share an example of a mistake or probably a situation where you feel that, hey, I should have handled this. In retrospect, I should have handled this a bit better.
Oh, I'm trying to think about a situation. No, I'm sure it has had situations. None come to mind right now, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, nobody's perfect. So I'm pretty sure they've had situations. But what I would say about me is, I have no problem apologizing for things. Absolutely no problem. No problem admitting that I was wrong. I didn't see that and coming and admitting that fact, because we're all learning, we're all
Yeah.
traversing life in the same way. So I can make a decision now that would not have been the best, and I'll be like, okay, y'all, um, we need to make a change. I didn't make the best decision. So even though no direct situation comes to mind, I would say that, oh, and my team can tell you, I would be like, y'all, my bad. We need to make this change, or y'all, we need to change from this to that. So I have no problems about admitting that I'm wrong in a situation, and no problem changing and pivoting based on things that need to be redirected.
Right. Awesome. So where this whole entrepreneurial drive came from? Let's go back.
So this whole entrepreneurial, I would say if I would have paid attention to my younger self, should have known that this is where I would have been.
Mhm.
Because from since way back when Kinesha was a little girl, I always was doing something. Like I used to have concerts with my cousins and direct that. Then I set up a grocery at home and we there cashing and doing different things. What else I've done now? I've done a lot of things in my life. Um, I would say it truly started out of secondary school in Form 6. I was not finding a job and I really wanted to get some experience working. And I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I teamed up with my friend and I had a vacation camp.
Mhm.
No experience, Form 6, but I had a vacation camp. I'm like, where am I going to host this? So my priest was very supportive and he allowed me to use the church hall. And I think that that was really the moment that he was sure I was going to be an entrepreneur. But I still went on, found a job, and all of that. But I believe, especially being a spiritual person, when you're meant to do something, you can do whatever. It is going to come back and it's going to keep sitting on your subconscious until you listen to that. And that it did. And I was like, you know what? Lord, I keep feeling this. If it is time and you think that I should really jump out and be an entrepreneur full time, show me directly that it's not me just feeling this way, but you directing me that this is time. And this a situation occurred, and I felt like, okay, it was time. Funny thing is that happened 1 month before COVID hit. So your girl left her 8 to 4 1 month before COVID hit. But
Mhm.
had it not happened, then I would have still have an 8 to 4 today. Because after that, I would have been like, jump out and and the situation of the economical landscape right now, that doesn't make sense. I left to do something called Haven Spaces, which is interior decorating, which during COVID wasn't possible. But I always knew I wanted to open something with smoothie and juices because that was my lifestyle. But COVID allowed that persons wanted to live a healthier lifestyle. So I was like, you know what? This is the best thing to launch at this time because it's something that would reach people and we're all looking for healthier alternatives and Fresh Press is that. So within 1 week of COVID hitting, I actually went and purchased everything and started a business at home.
That-
So I would say that's when my true entrepreneurship really started. And then I would always give kudos to my business coach at that time, Mr. Norris Clements, because he was like, okay, Kanisha, there comes a point in an entrepreneur's life when you have to take it to the next stage. I think you should open a cafe. And I'm like,
I was supposed to start a food business. Where did the
I'll be
cafe
like,
talk come from?
how are we reaching here and where are we getting the finances for such? But once again, once God has given you a vision, he's going to give you the provision for it. So as I told persons, the lotto looked amazing at that point. Lotto was point something million. I was like, yes, we are going to do this. We're going to play. But then I was like, you know what? It doesn't feel right going on bet. First of all, I don't even know how to do this thing properly, but it doesn't feel good going to bet and to do all of this. And at that point, I looked for different avenues and I saw different pitch competitions. And I was like, you know what? We're going to create our lotto. So I wrote down everything that would help me to get to a financial position to be able to open the cafe. And I would say I was able to tick off every single thing on that list. Win different pitch competitions, there were different opportunities with corporate Trinidad and Tobago that you could have applied for. I did, went through the process. And that is when I knew for sure, okay, God is just lining up everything. I am being obedient, and this is like, he's like, okay, you're being obedient. This is the gift for such. And that is how I knew I was supposed to be an entrepreneur because, well, God said so, and I listened.
Yeah, and I think a big portion of that is not just sitting down and waiting to see if something happen. You were actually doing, right? And you were doing, and in doing, you were rewarded as part of it. And I saw
Yes.
Sammy would have indicated that COVID would have been the perfect timing. So the same thing you said.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, let's go big picture. We talked about the then in terms of starting a smoothie business and then it transitioned into what it is now. But where do you see the business or what's the goal of the business in the next 4 to 5 years? Or even next year if you have that vision in mind as yet?
So, as I said, I'm very fluid. Now, fluid doesn't mean you don't have a vision. Eh? It just means you're open with a spirit of discernment of where you should be. I am very fluid with that. What I would love to do is export some products out of for Fresh Press. I would love to do that. And I would love to have another branch and not particularly within Trinidad and Tobago because I'm really aiming for it to be a Caribbean brand. So I would like to, beyond export product, I would like to export the brand to at least one other location within the Caribbean.
That could possibly be a
That,
franchise model soon coming up.
yeah. Yeah. No, I am saying at least one, but
Yeah.
if God says it's more, so be it. He'll let me know then that it's supposed to be more. But my vision right now is to really cement where we're at in San Fernando and have persons constantly coming through the doors seeking Fresh Press Cafe. I like to also have my own space. So that's a big thing that I would like to work on, having our own space with our farm on the outside, and we could pick stuff and bring it in. Because as I say, we use natural ingredients. You're not going to get the syrups from us. You're going to get the actual authentic fruit. So if we can go outside and pick that fruit and bring it inside, that is the vibe we want. And then nature also helps you to relax. So if we can be within a space that is surrounded by nature, that is a big goal for me, to have our own space that is surrounded by nature and also to have products to export, because at the end of the day, it's a business and we need to make money to survive and we need to make money to pay the team and for all of us to bloom. So I'm hoping that the export really brings in that money for us.
Yeah. And I
Money is
think
a tool.
so I'm just talking to you, I think I could probably break you, if I can break down the conversation into probably 3 F's in terms of what I've heard from you in terms of where your passion is coming from and where the destination a whole. And I think it breaks down to faith, family, and fun.
Yes,
I don't know if
that's nice.
that's all of it, but I think we can work with faith, family, and fun.
Love that.
We talked a little bit. I know you talked about a little bit about your faith. You talked about the fun. Tell us about how family life integrates with your business.
Okay. So I have the most amazing family ever. Let's start with the fact that my parents still treat me like a little child. And that the support from my parents is mind blowing. Like they rally with me through thick through thin, supporting me on my crying days. If something happens within this cafe that isn't, well, that has me in a mood or anything, and I'm like, Mommy, this just happened. That's your bottom dollar. You're going to see both my parents reach here just to make sure that I'm good. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I don't take it lightly because I also know from what I've seen it is not common. So Joy, and Kati, love all. And thank you so much. And then my husband is also extremely supportive. So the fact that I left my job, which he supported. I consulted with him before I did that. And the fact that he supported me during this journey as well is something that I'm extremely appreciative of. And then beyond that, my family in general, my family helped me to open this cafe because I had something called a business shower when that was part of my lotto list. And I invited close friends and family, and they showered me with financial blessings to be able to open this and make this a reality. So when it comes to support from my family, I have that, and I am so grateful for that because it's what helps me going. If I'm having a bad day, I could call family and friends, and they even go as far as fasting and praying for me. And I think that having persons who can go to God and really pray for you that's a big thing. I don't take that lightly, especially in adult life. You know, we're faced with so much. And having that support, I am extremely grateful. And I hope I am there for them as much as they're there for me.
I'm sure you probably already are. You're just being modest. And so, I mean, I'm watching your page, right? And we're going to talk about innovation stuff as well, right? You have Restaurant Week coming up,
Yes.
right? That's a little bit what we have in store coming up.
So I would always say, I'm not cocky about anything in life really except one thing, and that is my creativity. I think when God was sharing creativity, he said, you know what, Kinesha, we're going to do a little overdo here. We're
The
going to
bag
do a
flip a
little
little bit.
overdo on the creativity. And he was like, you know what, if you continue to use it, I'm going to keep sprinkling more and more. So let's get into a restaurant week menu, which I'm pretty excited for. It's also a dedication to one of my past, I would say, he wasn't the dance tutor, but he was one of the creative directors, Mr. Arthur Lewis, pioneer in the creative industry in Trinidad and Tobago. So when developing the menu, I was like, oh, I wish I could have passed this through Arthur because his mind is one that blows my mind. And I'm like, how are you able to come up with these things? How can you think of these things? So I was like, you know what? For me to push my creativity, let's dedicate it to him. So that way I will really dip into the creative bag. And what I came up with is all things Trinbago. I saw persons complaining that, but I shouldn't say complaining, they had concerns that for Restaurant Week, persons aren't pushing the envelope. Last year was our first year for Restaurant Week. We pushed the envelope there. So I decided, okay, this is our second year. We're coming from some sort of experience. Let's push it even more. So our theme is, I have it with me, all things Trinbago. So let's start with a few of the items. First of all, we came up with names that are local. So one thing is we have a French toast, and it's named In Two Tools. Reason, we have two types of French toast. You're going to get a sweet, which is a cinnamon plantain, and then you're going to get a savory version, which is oxtail. So it's two different types of French toast.
Week again? Let me just mark that down on my calendar. What is it?
It is from the 26th of September to the 5th of October.
All right.
Yes.
And that's, you know, my birthday is on the second. That's like, you know, that's in case, right? That's in case. Go ahead.
Yes, so that's one called In Two Tools. Other names, honorable mentions, we have something called Road March, meaning because people love chicken and waffles in here, but we decided to up it a bit, but we call it Road March because, you know, Road March is something that is done constantly, played constantly, and you're always asking for chicken and waffles here, so we upped it and we call it Road March. Then we have a vegan, something called Queen's Platter, we have to cater to vegans. Persons tend to not cater to them, but we love you all, we understand you all, and we will cater to you. And next thing that we have on our breakfast menu is something called Jolene, as in from the song Jolene, how your mango sweet. So it's actually a red mango cheesecake bar. So now you can see the name Jolene Mango, and it's a red mango cheesecake bar as opposed to your regular cheesecake bars. Then we also have something called Oil and Music, and it's a chocolate cake in the shape of a steel pan. Oil because chocolate, dark, music because it's in the shape of a steel pan. And then some interesting things on our lunch menu. So I think the most interesting thing actually is we have ice cream. Popular thing with me, I would not know how to do something, and I'm going to put it on the menu. And I'm still
And
going
then
to put
figure it
it
out
on the
later.
menu.
Is that what's
And
happening?
he like, yeah, going on, come on, good. it going on, and it really comes out good. So we have an ice cream flight, and we call it Flight 868 because it's all things local that we are accustomed to in Trinidad and Tobago. So for the first time we're making ice cream, we are introducing, and I have the ingredients here with me. We have Rough Tops ice cream. Yeah?
I
So
mean,
we
last time I
decided
see
to
a
do
rough up in there, but last time I buy a rough up, I need to. But go ahead.
exactly. So we decided to go with a cookie, and we chose Rough Tops because it has the spices in it. So we thought that would be a nice, spice your life kind of ice cream. And then we went to Tobago, and then we have sugar cake. Now, we're using Joefield, which is a brand from Tobago. So that's a nice plug for them as well. So we have a coconut ice cream base with their sugar cake pieces throughout it. And then the interesting one, which is, yeah, I say the crazy kind of thing, we have a Chinese mango ice cream. So we can get some sweet and some sour. I am really excited for persons to try the Chinese mango ice cream because I think it's pretty unique, and I'm excited for you all to try our ice cream for the first time because it's the first time we're making it as well. Honorable mention names, we have something called Bush Bath, which is our vegan lunch menu item, which gives you a vegan lasagna with apple my baby salad. So really and truly, we have a lot of local names, a lot of local spins on our menu. And last year we had a spa. This year we're going to have 2 spas because we're fresh press and we're aiming for you all to feel and be your best. So you all need to relax as well. So after you finish eat, you can book a spa service with either Hibiscus Skincare Spa or Aromaland Fantasy. And that is our offering for restaurants with 2025. And I look forward to you all just experiencing it with us.
All right, nice. So, folks, if you're headed down there and you need company, let's call me now. Let's call. All right.
Yeah.
So, I want to kind of wrap this up and want to just kind of give back in terms of some advice. So, one of the things at YBTT, we have our craft of what we call the personal stocking profile, right? Which we can ask questions around who are you, what do you know, who do you know, and what do you have, and how could you use that now to start a business? So, I want to get some advice for you in terms of your experience. When an entrepreneur is seeking to start a business and they're looking at where do I start, right? The first question I ask them is, who are you, right? From an advice standpoint, how should someone, or what advice would you have in someone in terms of how could I use myself in my business to make a difference?
Okay. So what I would do is give an example of really using yourself in your business to make it different. Fresh Press really mirrors Kinesha in that I used to dance all the time, and we do have things that are focused on physical health. So we do have exercise, little workshops. We also exercise as a team. So that is one aspect of Kinesha. Next aspect is if you ask me what I thought I was going to be in terms of profession, I would say I thought I was going to be a teacher slash I wanted to do counseling within schools. So I would have studied psychology, studied sociology, things with the mind. We focus on mental health a lot. That is the next aspect of me. And a third aspect of me is the eating healthy. Where I was before, we had Health Week, and I used to let everybody know you're bringing a green juice this day, you're bringing this day. That was who I was. We used to make smoothies on work. They would say, Kinesha, it's time for you to make punch, as in the healthy versions and stuff. So that is another aspect of me. So really, when you say utilizing yourself and putting it into the business, look at the different aspects of your life and see how best that you can bring it within your business. So that way, it is a direct reflection of you. And when it's a direct reflection of you, you have the drive to continue through the many obstacles, many obstacles that this journey is going to bring along your way. So the things that fire you up, utilize that in the business, and that's what is going to get you to the next stage and what's going to get you to keep going.
And the more you add you into the business, it becomes unique. And I think that is
Yes, it really does, because there's nobody like you ever. There's nobody who's going to give exactly what you can give. We are all unique, and if we use that as our blueprint, you're safe. You're safe because it is a reflection of you.
right, great. So as you wrap up, any advice that you want to leave, anything that you want to say to the audience and persons who are listening to the replay as well?
I would say, which is something that I'm learning, particularly right now, breathe. And I would say breathe in that, take moments to pause. Because in entrepreneurship, especially when you're now starting off, you wear so many hats because sometimes you're not in a financial position to be able to fully delegate as yet. So you inevitably have to take on many hats. What I choose to do now is retire the day. At the end of the day, when I say, okay, Kinesha, you've done the best that you can do with today, let's put down today, get some rest, and tomorrow, please God, we will tackle this again. So I would say in advice to anyone, which is something that I'm actively working on, is to breathe. Like sometimes just be still. Yeah.
Yeah, and that moment of breathing is actually giving you to see the problem a different way sometimes. Sometimes you're in it too long and you just need to take a night.
Rest is also constructive. Like rest is also being productive. Sorry, rest is productive to refuel yourself to be able to tackle things, have the energy to tackle things, a new perspective to be able to tackle problems. It will be the same situation you were getting problems to. Rest is productive.
Right. So for persons listening on YBTT's end, tell us where people can find you.
Okay, so y'all can find us at number 57 Naparima Mayara Road, Current, San Fernando. That is on Current Junction, close to C3 Center. You can find us on Google Maps, 397-4372. You can, let me make sure I'm giving you the correct number. Yes, I'm giving you the correct number. You can message that and you'll also get our Google location. We're easy, I believe we're very easy to find, right on Current Junction. And we're also on Google Maps, so you can find us there. And we look forward to hosting you, welcoming you into our space, and you just experiencing what Fresh Press is all about.
Very great. So, Kinesha, thank you for letting us in. I'll let you retire today. I don't know if you're.
I know it's not time to retire today yet after we stop.
But thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing. And folks, thank you for listening. And yeah, so as I always say, it's been real. It's been nice. It's been real nice. So we'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the platform and the opportunity to share on Fresh Press.
All right, great. So thank you, folks. Have a good one.